Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to do a sort of a mini tutorial and review of miniPaint. And miniPaint is basically an open source alternative to Microsoft Paint. This is what the GitHub page looks like. And the description says online image editor lets you create and edit images using HTML5 technologies. No need to buy, download, install, or have outdated Flash. No ads, key features, layers, filters, open source Photoshop alternative. miniPaint operates directly in the browser. You can create images by pasting from the clipboard or uploading from your computer. Nothing will be sent to any server. Everything stays in your browser. Okay, so this is a little animation of apparently something that was made using miniPaint. And you can also think of miniPaint as maybe sort of kind of an alternative to Canva. So the thing I love about miniPaint the most is that it's completely open source. And there's actually this link here you can use from the site. And it's their GitHub basically running the code. I forgot what you call this in GitHub, but there's a way to test the code. And this is basically their test of the code miniPaint. But if you really wanted to, you could um, use Git and get that. But anyway, whenever I use it, I always just use this URL, and I think it's pretty good. So I wanted to show you some. So one of the things about miniPaint that's nice is that it's fairly simple. I mean, it's got a little bit of complexity, but not too much. Again, I think it's more or less kind of an open source alternative to Microsoft Paint. I mean, it's literally called miniPaint, but I think it's simple enough to where you don't need to be a graphic designer to be able to use it. I mean, you can use some basic things. Okay, so this is one of the first ones, the auto select. It's one of the most useful. This is a rectangle select, and I'll show you about it later. I think, what is this? This is the brush, and we can choose different colors here. Um, that's a brush. This is a pencil, and the pencil is a little bit um, less thick. And here I'm using my zoom in, zoom out on my mouse. And we can choose different colors. And yeah, there really is, you can spend a lot of time getting good at this, but I'm just going to show you some of the basic features. And this is the pick a color. Actually, I'm not sure what this does. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure what that does. I'd have to spend more time on that. This is an eraser. Okay. Okay. So one of the problems with, or one of the issues with this is that it's, okay, maybe I misspoke. Maybe it's a little bit complex because you have to deal with multiple layers. And I think Microsoft Paint, at least the ones for like Windows XP, is more simple. But let me see if I can, okay. Yeah, so here, those were all different layers and I just deleted them. Let me see if I can get here. Okay, so I want to see if I can use the eraser just on this. Okay, so this is something I would need to I honestly forgot how you do it. If you can do a the layer, how do I merge the layers? Okay, merge, maybe flatten image? Maybe flatten image is what I need to do. Okay, yeah, flatten image is what I could have done. I'm definitely not a graphic designer. I like to use tools like this once in a while just to do basic editing. Okay, so I just deleted that, and you can very quickly undo with Control Z or Control Z. And there I just deleted it, and let's use the eraser here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely reload it, reload the page so the whole canvas disappears or clears out. Okay, so Now I wanted to show you the text. This is a text thing. Okay, now something much more useful is I would almost never use this just from scratch. I would use it generally to edit other images. So what I want to show you is you can do open, and you can do open directory, open from webcam, open URL. I've not tested any of these except open file, and I'm going to show you opening a file. I'm going to open an image. Okay, this is a public domain image that I downloaded, and this is a picture of a dog. And for me, this is one of the more useful things. For example, let's say that there was something there I didn't want to have. I can just use the rectangle select and click on the delete button, and I can delete part of an image. Or for example, let's say I wanted to copy it. So copy and paste is, okay, so copy and paste literally will copy and paste the entire image. But let's say I only want to copy and paste a small part of it. I can use the rectangle select and then go to image and then go to, go to edit, copy selection. And what this is going to do is actually make a copy of that. So let's say I want to put this up here for a moment. And for example, let's say I want to delete this part for some reason, I don't know. Okay, let me select this. Okay, again, I'm not an expert in this at all. But I've used it enough to know some basic features. Okay, so let's say I wanted to delete this for some reason, I don't know. I could move this around, or I could make multiple copies, okay? Or let's say I wanted to do this, and then for example, I wanted to use this fill tool, and let's say I wanted to make it red. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay, let's say image, layer, let's say image, I forgot what it was. Layer, merge down, I think it was. Merge down, okay. So let's say, for example, I wanted to use this one here. I could fill in that as red. Okay, I don't know why. Or let's say, for example, I want to add text. So let's add text. I can say hi. Now let's say I want the text to be blue color or yellow color. I don't know. Let's see, is it going to work? Yeah, again, I'm not an expert at all, but I just wanted to sort of demo this. And then you can move the text around. Oops. You can move this around, and let's say I want to edit the color of, I'm not actually sure why. I need to spend a little more time on this. Okay, so here I'm double clicking on it. Okay, again, I would probably be able to figure this out eventually. I'm not really sure why it's a little bit hard to edit, but it's okay. Okay, let's go edit. Okay, anyway, so we can have text, we can do some random things, I can move stuff around. And if you're familiar with Microsoft, no, sorry, yeah, Paint, not Paint. If you're familiar with Photoshop or GIMP, G-I-M-P, you've got to deal with layers. And but anyway, so this is pretty useful. And then if you want to export it, you can go to export like this, and then you can give it a name. For example, I'll call it A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you can choose to export it as different types, PNG, JPEG, WebP, and so on. I'm going to export it right now. Okay, so I exported it on my computer, and this is actually what the image looks like. So I think that's really good. Okay, now I'm gonna, yeah, I'll keep this tab open. Now I'll open another one. I'm going to open another image, and I'm going to open an image of a some patterns. Okay, this is another public domain image that I downloaded, and I'm not exactly sure what these are. Maybe they're rugs or carpets or maybe even ponchos. I really have no idea. But anyway, I think these look kind of nice. They're colorful, and to me, they look kind of interesting. So let's say, for example, I wanted to, I don't know, delete this, keep all the other ones, and let's say I want to have text. Let's say I want, oh, okay. Yeah, earlier I couldn't figure out the color. Maybe the color is actually up there. Okay, so let's say, for example, um, hmm. Okay, there we go. So it's brown color. Okay, let's say I want purple color. Okay, for example, let's say I want to say hello. Okay, so I just figured that. So that's how you change the color is with that tool I mentioned above. And I'm also not so clear about how to edit the text once you've already put it up. Um, okay, there's different layers. You can see here there's different layers. I'm not exactly sure how to edit the text once it's already up. I probably need to spend some time to figure it out, but I think overall it's okay. And then let's say I want to delete another part of it, for example here, and I don't know, let's say I want to fill it in with green color. I think that's kind of cool. And yeah, so, and then finally, let's say I wanted to export it as a JPEG. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so this is what it looked like when I exported it. So it basically looks just like what I had edited, and I think that's very useful. And this is you see, it's called patterns.jpg. And there's definitely a lot more things you can do. I certainly only covered a very small portion of it, but you can play around with this. And I think one of the most useful things is that a lot of it is pretty intuitive. And if you really wanted, I think you can go back to the miniPaint GitHub and they might have some documentation. I'm not really sure about it. But even if the documentation is a bit lacking, a lot of this stuff you can probably figure it out on your own. And again, to me, one of the number one feature to this is that it's open source. And then the second most useful feature is that you can just go to this URL. It's totally free. But if you really wanted to, you can download the source code and set it up on your own computer. And it's in JavaScript, so hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to set up if you wanted to clone the repository. And anyway, so this was a review and mini tutorial of miniPaint. I think miniPaint is quite good. It's free, it's open source, and I think it could be a good open source alternative to Microsoft Paint, and even some, you can think of it almost like a simple alternative to Photoshop or Canva. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video about miniPaint, and see you in the next one.